Yes.
Do you want me to include this in the wholesales?
This one.
It's a wholesale figure from...
No, this is a factory wanting to work for us. So they gave me a quote on how much they would charge to produce. But although it's cheaper than what our factory is currently charging us, I don't know this factory, never had any, sample of the quality. So besides, our factory is doing a very good job. So just don't worry, and then I will file it on another folder later. We have a folder for all factories. Well, it's right here. I'll find it. Yeah. So what you can do here on this one, you can answer her, and then you can explain, well, unfortunately, the deadline, we push it, further down to around summer. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so today is Tuesday, right? Yeah. And yesterday, the last thing I was showing you guys was the mold for the left dealer 3 base, and then I already applied 3 layers of silicone in here. But unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to apply one more because there are some of the bones that are on the base are still sticking out here, and I think that it would be best to add at least a little bit more silicone on those areas only. That's all that we need. We could use the mold as it is. It's not going to be a problem, but I think it's best to wait another couple hours and have a perfect mold instead of having to deal with a possible warp on the casting because of the silicone here is too thin. So I'm going to add the last final layer of silicone on this mold, and then the mold will be practically done. We don't have more plaster. You ran out of plaster yesterday. Okay. Well, the problem is not the cost. The problem is going to the store to buy. Yeah, I already started mixing the silicone. That's it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Okay, so it's one of those days. Forgot we don't have plaster to mix on this silicone here. So, and I already mixed the catalyst. So that's I'm gonna have to deal with this without the plaster. Wow. Let's see what I can do here. If you watch the video from from yesterday, you will see that for this top layer here, I used a little bit of plaster mixed with the silicone to make it thicker, so it wouldn't run. And it's a very good trick that really helps with this type of mold making. But unfortunately, I used the last of my plaster yesterday and forgot I didn't have it in stock. So I have to make do with what I have, and what I have is silicone thixotropic agent that we mix with the silicone to make it thicker. This alone doesn't give the consistency I need. So it's not gonna be as thick as I wanted, but now I'm gonna use it and hope for. I put a little more than I would usually use. See if 3 more it will help. Aaron, do we have more of these? Aaron, do we have more of these? Do you have more?
Yeah, a whole huge bag of it, yeah.
Okay, can you give me a little more? Because I'm gonna use this instead of the plaster. I forget I don't have plaster.
Let's call it in these.
So I'm mixing the baby powder we use for the casting with the silicone to achieve the same result that we achieve with the plaster. Basically, whatever powder you mix with the silicone here at this point, we'll do the same, have the same effect. The difference, this is almost makes me sneeze because it's. Well, you could even mix whatever here, as long as you can get that thicker consistency. It's helping, but we need more. Ran out of plaster. At least it smells good. This one I'm going to make blue too. Well, the talco definitely works, as I imagined it would. So as you can see here, we don't need to cover the whole surface anymore because there's plenty of everywhere else. So that's it. This the silicone phase for this mold is ready. So we just need to wait a couple more hours. This will be hard, and then we can close and put the foam on top, and then it's ready for casting. So yeah, I'll come back to it in 2 hours. Okay, so we have Aaron working on the mermaids still. He's been working on the mermaids for the past few days, and it's coming along very nice. It's definitely looking beautiful. We have 2 mermaids, and this is one of them. The idea was to create 2 twin mermaids. One evil, one good. This one is the good one, the good twin mermaid, and the evil mermaid is holding a trident and has different features, and she looks the same face, but definitely she has some difference. It's really gorgeous, really gorgeous. Aaron took my sculpture and, took it to the next level in terms of detail and perfection. Gave it the kind of love that he is here to do, to give to the sculptures. It's amazing, and I like you see the body twist.
That was your sculpt.
Well, but it looks beautiful the way you did the tail.
I basically just took your tail and retopologized it and then just added the detail. I really didn't change the shape of it at all.
So Aaron, where did you buy this Dalco, like this big?
I ordered it from some kind of materials company. I don't recall who I got it from.
Okay, so Spencer can do some research online, right, Spencer? See where you can find this.
Yeah, but I don't think you should mix it in the silicone anymore.
Well, that was an emergency. Yeah, definitely not the idea. The idea is to mix the...
It just went everywhere. As soon
Yeah.
as you put the blender in, it was just like...
Yeah. Well, no, the idea is to use plaster. It's a lot less, but where's the cover for this? Do you have
it's in the basement.
I'll put it downstairs. Thanks for sharing it.
It's yours now.
Spencer, you can find us some talc or baby powder, whatever, in large quantities like that, wholesale, bulk, and bulk. Yeah. Because we're probably going to need more, but not for the silicone for sure. What I'm going to do is make molds for the parts that we have not made molds yet. I finished the mold for the Daffodil 3 base. We just need to put the foam. Those already pretty much close to be done. But those parts here, we have no molds for it, and we definitely want molds for it.
Yeah. Some of those are so small, you can almost do it in cups. Like that can.
So Aaron, I was thinking here, I'd rather not make molds for those parts here. This, or this.
Right.
So if you could, next time we start the printer,
Throw those on there again.
yeah, print another set of these.
Yeah.
We're gonna need 2 sets.
Okay.
So those are too small and too complicated to make molds, and we can definitely use the printer for it. Can you primer this for me before we make
Primer
more?
it?
Primer. Just
What does that mean?
primer means applying primer. The jet spray. I'll show you how to do that. So
You say it is how to do it.
we haven't done it, right? Okay, so I'll show you. Gonna make airing body with the armor shoulder.
Okay.
The shoulder armor. Shoulder armor.
What if you just glued the arms onto it as well?
Yeah.
No?
I can't have arms or heads. Well, I could have the heads, but not the arms to make molds. For the silicone molds,
Mhm.
we can't have the arms
I know.
because it's
You
Because-
use the same amount of silicone.
yeah, but but it's about the cutting. When you cut the silicone open to pull the molds out, if you have an arm, you have to cut it the arm both sides, you know, and it's going to make the molds less effective in terms of quality for the casting.
Mm-hmm.
So you can only have one piece like this, because if you have with the arm attached, then when you cut, you're going to have to cut here and here. And you have two huge lines here,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's, but this one, so primer, I'll show you how to do it.
Bottom out? When you made molds with it?
No, you glue the part into the bottom and top, and you just pour the rubber.
So then how did you get the mold out?
You just tear the top apart.
That's what you got to.
But then you're ruining the cut.
Well, yeah. So it's pouring resin into it.
I don't think you're being economical.
You can even cut the top of the cup off so that it's the exact size you want.
Yeah, I don't normally use plastic cups on my mold, because I know it's easier and faster, but
Well, if I poured silicone down your throat, I'd get a perfect mold of your intestines, but then I'd have to cut you open to get it out.
Yeah.
um,
You the same with hot lead too. I mean, if you know it's faster and easier, why don't you do it?
okay, so
You're not even gonna use wire for this one?
no, this is just for the
For the tin?
this bit. It's not sharp, so it's not.
Oh,
You tired?
yeah. Been 3 hours since I ate. Need some milk.
Okay, so bring the camera. I'll show you how to do it. Get me the two barbarian girls too, please. Okay, let's primer one at a time. Yeah. So this is primer.
Okay.
Okay, it's identify it.
Oh, I know.
There are several other types of primer. There's a brown primer, there's filler primer, there's other brand primer. So they're basically the same thing. I like to, because they are slightly different, depending on what I want to do, I use one or the other.
What's the difference between that one and say the filler primer?
The filler is a little thicker, so if you have scratches, it normally evens it out more. So, but right now what I need is a thin primer so I can see the marks and the scratches and then sand some more. So this one, it's not a final, this would be like a final primer. This is, I'm going to probably remove the whole primer by sanding the statue. So, I like this one. I'm going to be sure there's no dust on the statue. So we're preparing those statues for painting, etc. So I already cast, and then I, use the Dremel to take up the marks, the seams, and I sand it, epoxy to fix some mistakes. Now I'm going to primer. See how it looks. Need to primer this one too.
Oh, that's the stick. Okay.
This is the print. Before we make molds, we want to make sure that the print is totally smooth. There's no imperfections.
That way the silicone doesn't pick up scratches and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. This one too, I sculpted the hair the other day because there was not enough hair on the, like when she's grabbing him by the hair, it wasn't done, the way I wanted. So now it's ready, and just the primer, make sure everything is okay. Especially with the glove. Let it dry. Then we can do the second one, the second girl.
Once the other one dries, right?
Hmm?
You wait for the other one to dry before
Yeah.
you do that.
Yeah. It takes like 5 to 10 minutes. And then it's dry, at least dry to the touch, and you can move it out of here and then make the other one. Okay? You don't need to prime.
Weird, I would think that those ones are more scratchable than the other ones.
Well, we don't paint over wax. Wax doesn't actually. It will hold, but it doesn't stick to the surface. Yeah. So let's make molds. These skulls are for our Aryan's base. So as soon as we start sculpting the base, we're going to be using it. Not now. So this is also we can't make molds yet because this will be on the skull, so it's gonna wait. We only have those pieces here.
Those 4 pieces.
Yeah.
Are we
But
doing the
this-
head too?
Yes, we are.
Try to balance and get pain the drill.
See if you can wash this Vaseline, but with a little bit of acetone or the thinner, the lacquer thinner. Just get a brush and just like we do with the silicone mold, just clean it for me, please. This one, before we make molds, we have to fill the gaps here with epoxy. So. More epoxy. So we won't be able to print this stereo in one piece, right? Yeah, I don't know. So where are you going to cut it? Because we don't want any defects on the scales like we had on the cake.
What's wrong with the cake?
Well, the cake, the emends are not matching perfectly, so we're gonna have to do some epoxy work.
Oh.
Well, we definitely don't want to do that on the tape.
I think it'd be easier to do it on the scales than on the...
No, actually no, because the scales need to be perfect. That is just fur. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier to.
Think so?
Yeah. We're gonna need the wire. Remember the wire we bought? The copper wire we bought?
You want copper tubing or tin tubing?
Neither.
That's not tubing, man. That's called wire.
Which one do you want? The copper?
The copper, yeah. Well, I actually bring both. I'm gonna use both.
Got some right here. Here's some of the tin stuff.
Okay, so first thing we do when we're making molds is get a red pen marker and draw a line where we're going to be cutting the molds. This case here, we want to cut the molds through here. Cut it here. This one here. I'm gonna cut through here. This one here, the same thing. the red lines will be very important later. And I'll show you guys why. Here, we probably want to inject the resin from here. So we're gonna cut it this way.
Why is this one?
What are you doing?
Cutting the bases for those? Oh, yeah.
A ton of bases. Okay, so this one is tricky because we don't want the cut through to the detailed parts here. So I think the best bet is okay.
Oh, hey. Okay,
Okay, best bet is to go. Hmm.
we're gonna do the clay mold with this on the cake.
Practice on this one. So you won't. Let me see the scan. It's empty. Get another one. Yeah. You were using this one here.
No.
It's already open, yeah. I already
Always
shake
the
it.
wrong key.
So shake it a little bit.
What's with the copper color?
I was testing some colors on. No, totally wrong. Yeah, so here's how it is. First you shake it a lot.
Right, first time.
Yeah, but you have to shake it more. Shake. Every time you're going to spray, shake. Okay? And then you like at least a foot, okay, distance, and then you not
Spritz it, yeah, just spritz it.
Yeah. Okay. Try it again. At least 1 foot away. The copper, you see a little bit of copper there? Yeah, try that. Try to cover that. You're good training. Yeah. So happy with the real one. That's good, that's good. I think it's good. Yeah, let this one dry. And shoot. Let's this one dry and then we turn it over to the other side.
Maybe we're gonna turn it over.
As soon as it's dry.
I thought the idea was to preserve the paintbrushes.
Well, this one was already done for.
Ready to build.
Sure, yeah, just give it a few more minutes here.
I'm gonna start doing my favorite pastime.
Doing your favorite what?
Pastime.
Which quiz?
Writing.
Oh, good. Look, talking about writing, we have to go over that script. Have you done an improvement on that?
For the superhero?
Yeah?
I have.
No?
Well,
What have you been writing?
a little bit.
But what?
Honestly, not much.
Not much?
Not lately.
Well, you shouldn't stop. I will, I will produce all that, so you're gonna keep writing.
Well, okay. Not much for you. I was working on another story just to kind of take a break and
You know what we could do? Write ARH.
yeah.
Because the third issue for Astor, we already have the whole lineup, and it's definitely the best, most interesting part of the story.
Most action-packed
Yeah.
story.
Is the number 3 when everything starts to.
No spoilers.
Well, no spoilers yet.
What about Accordion Wars?
Well, the Accordion Wars, we have to, start from the beginning. Get all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, get all the writing I did and go over it and start transforming into a script. Look, definitely you need a sharper blade. This is not going to do.
That's your sharpest blade.
No, it's not.
Besides this.
Well, we gotta get the little ones. This one's.
Your scallops?
Yeah, it's not a scallop. It's a scalp.
Scalpel.
Scallop is a food, bro.
The scallop is a kind of a fish thing, man.
Scalp is.
Yeah. And this is not a scalpel either. This is just a X-Acto knife.
It's a number 11.
No, that's a scalpel.
No, scalpel is a doctor's thing that we use to operate. That's different. This is it's called X-Acto knife.
That's a number 11 exactly blade, man.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a scallop. It's not.
Scallops are great. I wouldn't want to eat a scalp.
Okay, so let's go back to the molds. Yes. Now let's start drilling holes.
See, this is another reason why I'm not writing as much. I'm too busy here.
Well, that's true.
I'm
Okay, so do me a favor, please. Grab me the pliers so we can cut those wires wherever they are. I saw you had them with you a
yeah.
few seconds ago. So you would make a
Yep.
right here, right?
Yeah. Because that'll be the easiest place to sand.
Yeah. Just
start with this one that's simple. First thing we get our wires straight. There are many different ways of making silicone molds. Each person has different system, and they do the way they feel more comfortable doing. This is just one of the ways you can make molds. This is the way I do it. So, not saying it's the best way. Probably there are other ways of making molds that are easier and have better results. I don't know. But this is the way I do, and I've been doing for a long time this way, and it works for me. So I'm happy, and until I learn some better way of doing, I'll keep doing this way. So I just get a piece of wire here, and then I stick in the hole that I drilled already, and to make it stand like that. And then I bent the wire into a shape that can keep the glove here standing. It's like customizing a base for the glove. Okay. See, as long as the glove is standing straight, that's it. Second one.
Yeah, I found another site that's offering it for $30.
Total. How much?
So it's $8 and change for the actual product. But because it's a wholesale site, you have to, if you don't order more than $100 worth of stuff, they tack on $20 admission fees or whatever.
And how much talco we're getting?
You're getting 5.5 pounds.
The other one we were getting 7,
7 pounds.
so it's better to buy the other one.
Even though the price is almost twice as much.
Didn't you say this one is $30?
Yeah, the other one's 45.
So $30 for 5, 49 for 7.
Yes.
So we have 2 pounds more,
$15.
another
less.
$15. So it's 5, 6. It's almost the same
Almost the same.
because 6 times 5, 30,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're paying $6 a pound.
Okay.
The other one we would be paying 45, but 49 by 7.
$7 a pound.
It's $7 a pound. So
Now
Yeah.
you can just do Amazon then.
do the Amazon. I prefer Amazon. So this one, I'm going to use this other wire that's thicker and then for heavier pieces. So silicone here is already hard, and we are done with the silicone phase. Now we're going to build a box around with cardboard, and then we're going to pour some foam, and that's it. That's going to be done. First thing we do here is piece of cardboard like this, and roll it.
Your fault.
Yep, broke the blade. We'll get it.
Do you have another one in stock? So you can buy
Yeah,
it?
no, we have that drawer there, but don't bother with it. That's fine. Don't need it. Okay, so this is ready here. I get this around. So this is all we need because we're gonna put the foam here, and the foam we will expand over. It's probably gonna leak a little bit underneath, but it's fine. No need- It doesn't move enough.
Okay. So there's a two-by-four. It's a big
So this is the foam before it starts expanding. So two liquids, part A, part B. You mix them together, and mix it very well. And, they start forming really fast. Look, now push it down here, the cardboard, because it's already timed.
Unfortunately, you can't spin this one.
That's it. You just pour the foam and expanding. Let me give you a quick, show you quick with the camera. That's the foam. It's expanding. Okay, one box done. And we put it in.
You can do that piece up here.
No, I didn't do it.
You did glue the,
No, I just glued the box, but I didn't glue on here.
yeah.
Yes. Three. Okay, I have just finished gluing the boxes with the hot glue gun. All around. I cut the excess, trimmed the excess off the base of the box, and the part is in here inside. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take it over there to that other table, and we're gonna pour the silicone inside each one of those little boxes, and then put the boxes inside the pressure pot, so we can pressurize the silicone in the molds, and then the pressure will smash all the air inside the silicone, and then we will have a perfect mold for those parts. Okay, so let's move it over there. The mold for the F03 base, it's here and it's done. We have just poured the foam, and the foam already hardened. So the only thing we need to do is to move this out of here. So it's here and it's ready. We're not gonna play with this right now. Leave it here for now. Let's pour some silicone inside those molds, put them in the pressure pot, and once we're done, we go back on that. So go back here to our molds. Now we're going to just pour the silicone inside the mold. Okay, so those are the pressure pots. We use them for casting and for making molds. There are other systems for making silicone molds. You can actually degas the silicone with a vacuum chamber first, and then once the silicone has no air inside, and then you pour it inside the mold and let it rest. But I particularly like doing this way. There's nothing against the other system, nothing against other methods, but this is how I do it. So put the molds inside. Okay, put the lid on. Okay, now we got the air hose. Stick it in there. You watch the gauge go up to 70 psi. That's pretty much what we need. 70 psi. We could go up to 80, but we don't have to. So now we have 70 psi of pressure inside this pressure pot, and then what the pressure did was it compressed the silicone inside the mold, and the pressure is so much that every single air bubble inside the silicone will be smashed and they would just disappear. They will be compressed to microscopic size. So then we wait tomorrow. When we come in the morning, we can already open, depressurize the pressure pot, and then get the molds out of it. So let's go back to the Def Dealer 3 base. Let's open that mold. So here's the mold. And, so all we need to do is remove the master from inside. Trust me, it's not easy. Nothing really easy. Okay, so here's the base. What we want now is to separate the silicone from the foam, like this. Okay, so foam and the silicone. We can just put this aside for now. And now we're going to open the mold. Because this is wax, probably gonna break, but honestly we don't need it anymore. Once we have the molds, we don't need the wax base anymore. That's what happens. Aaron spent like a week or maybe more.
Nah,
No, less.
it was like 3 days, like whole days.
Oh, 3 whole days. Well, yeah, but you know, if we count just a few hours every day, it was extended throughout a week. So it's a lot of work we put in here. But even though breaking might sound like, oh, terrible, unfortunately this is what it is. It's going to break because it's wax, and wax is fragile. said, there are still a few pieces inside the mold that broke, but we will clean it, and then we'll be ready for casting. So this mold, we don't need a top. We don't need to cover with more silicone. That's all. We just pour it and let it dry, let it harden, and that's it. So we mix the resin first. We want to let the resin rest for a few minutes so the air bubbles inside the resin can come up, and so we will have less air bubbles inside the mix when we pour it in here. So while we're waiting for this to rest for a while, we're going to apply some talc, baby powder in the mold. So here's the baby powder, or talc, or talco, whatever you want to call it. We use this in the bathroom every day, and I mean, I don't, but I'm sure that some people do. Okay, so got the excess talco off the base. So, yep, it rested already enough time, long enough here. So let's mix the resin. So now we wait about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then it's done. It looks from up close. You see that the resin is almost transparent, but you can still see the silicone under of the base. But once it hardens, it's going to be completely white. So if we keep filming it for 10 minutes, we'll see the transition from this color, yellowish transparent, to white. But I'm sure you guys don't have the patience to watch it. So we already got an email from a customer, a real customer, that appreciates what we do. And he has 3 of our statues, and he has the Conan sacrifice. And he said, "Oh, I'm watching the videos. It's really cool. I'm loving it."
Cool.
So that's exactly what we are expecting. To have
Yeah.
to have our customers enjoying watching what we do, and I'm sure that the real customers are definitely enjoying. We got like 300 hits on the first video only during the weekend,
Yeah.
so that's,
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
Very few people know what they don't understand what goes on inside a studio like this, and a lot of people are fascinated by it. So
Yeah, so it won't be a mystery after we're done. People will know exactly how things go.
that's right. Now we just need to have a successful Comic-Con so we're not embarrassed.
Oh, yes. Well, as you can see, it's a little bit past 7:45, and I'm going to show you guys now the casting I did for the base of the Death Dealer 3, and right now I'm already alone here at the studio. Aaron went home, Spencer went home, but since I want to get this done, I'm also, before I go home, I'm going to edit the movie from yesterday. From yesterday. So I'm probably gonna leave here late today. But I want to show you, this is the last part of the video for today. I want to show you the base of the Death Dealer 3. We did the molds together, we cast them the base together, so now I'm going to show you guys the final result. First thing we do is to release the silicone from the foam. I'll need that for now. And then we're going to start, just like we did with the master, we're going to peel off the silicone from the base. The only difference is that the master broke because it was made of wax. This one here won't break. We want to be careful with the mold, although we're going to be using this mold probably for 2, maybe 3 castings max. That's all that we need here, because once we get the copies, we need 1 copy for the Comic-Con and 1 copy to the factory. So maybe we'll cast another one as a master, but that's it. That's we won't need to be using this mold for much more than that. But even though we want to be careful not to rip the silicone apart, so we're going to remove that very slowly. So, yep, this is the first casting of the Death Dealer 3 base. It's a perfect casting. Needs a little bit of cleaning on the edges here, and something that we can do like 2 or 3 minutes, and then that's done, ready for painting. The good thing about bases is that there's not much to do with them. Once we cast, and if they are perfect, and that's it. So I'm going to assemble the Death Dealer 3 right here, right now, for us to see it. So let's see it, how it looks like finally on the base. I'm going to put it on here, on this other table. So here's the base, here's the Death Dealer, these are the square pieces.
the X. Forgot the X. Okay. This goes right here. This is the sword. It's right there. Oh, opposite way. This way. And finally, the shoulder pads. I don't know if they're gonna stay. We probably need to glue them on. If they stay. Well, as I was saying, this is the Def Dealer print. It's not done yet. We still need to finish and paint, but basically we're very close now to completion. This statue, we have been working on it for a long time, you know. Since if we consider that we started the sculpture with Caleb Nefson a long time ago, like a couple of 3 months maybe ago, when he started sculpting it. And after Caleb finished the sculpture, we passed it on to Aaron. Aaron did a few adjustments that were necessary for us to be able to produce the statue. He did a few adjustments on the hand and the legs. He did some texturing, but nothing big, but there were necessary adjustments on Caleb's work. After that, we had Aaron cutting it digitally in the computer in several parts, and because we need to print those pieces separate with our 3D printer, so Aaron had to work on it for another week or two, just cutting the piece and doing the keys and everything else that was necessary for the molds. Then after that, we started printing the statue. It took us another couple of weeks printing all the pieces together. Once we get all the prints done, and then I started making molds. Spencer helped me a lot making those molds, and then I made molds for all the pieces that you see here, all the parts where we had molds made for. The axe, the helmet, the horns, and the arms, every single part separate we did molds for. And after all those pieces, we made molds for those pieces. Aaron then started working on the base. We sculpted the whole base basically by hand. We did a mock-up base digital. Then we printed on our MakerBot 3D printer. It was a rough, low-resolution cast print. We used that print to make a mold. We made a mold of that 3D print, and then we cast a copy of that in wax, and then Aaron worked on the wax to make the final base. And he added the bones, he added the skulls and everything that was necessary. And after Aaron finished sculpting the base in wax, and then we made another mold. So there were 2 silicone molds for this base. So we then made another mold. I just showed you guys the whole process of making the molds for this base. And then I finally, at the end of the day today, I finally got a copy cast of this base. And this is the statue. It's sort of fully assembled. Now, probably during the rest of the week, I'm going to be working on finishing this statue for painting, and probably by next week I will start painting it, and then we'll see it. The whole process, I will show you everything every day until the statue is totally ready to be displayed at the Comic-Con. Okay, so I'm probably gonna go home now. It's about 8 o'clock at night. I'm here at the studio alone, and I definitely want to go home now. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.